Here we are, 40 years in the making. In 1978, Brown Davis kicked off making its world famous long-range fuel tanks. We constantly still get told that any company that's been around 40 years must be doing something right. So we wanted to celebrate. We thought what better way than to head off into the iconic Victorian High Country with one of the most iconic vehicles, a Toyota 40 Series. It's been around 2 to 3 years since we first bought the 40 Series behind me. It's been tough trying to get this thing ready. They do take a lot of time. Even this morning, finishing touches have been going on. Of course, there's a lot of the Brown Davis gear fitted to the 40, but it's not just our gear we wanted on the vehicle. So we spoke to a lot of the industry leaders to fit out the vehicle with some of the best gear you can get. And also we invited all of them along to celebrate the 40-year milestone. Some of these companies are much the same as us. They've been around a long time because they're good at what they do. We want to get away, we want to celebrate. We've got Alan from Piranha is going to lead the way and take us on some of the best tracks there is.
On top of the world!
We're heading up to Jamison and to the High Country area, hit some tracks, have a bit of fun and do what really gave my old man David Brown the passion back in the 70s to create a company that makes some of their best iconic four-wheel drive gear. So let's jump in the car, take this 40 Series for its first spin and see how we go. I'm sure it'll be an adventure. Happy birthday, Brown Davis. Barbara, what's this track?
The main road up to the Slate Mine, right?
Yep.
It's 14 kilometres.
14 k's. It's bypass roads. They come back out onto the track again.
That's what we should take a couple.
Some of them are remarkably difficult.
I know.
Remarkably difficult. Like, we had a GQ Patrol roll over diagonally backwards.
Well, we don't want that.
No, but what I'm saying is that's the level of difficulty. The issue is I haven't driven most of these bypasses for about 2 years. So I'm not absolutely sure how shitful they're going to be, or good or otherwise. There's only one way to find out.
Well, I reckon you be the test dummy.
I can be the test dummy if you want.
And then you let me know whether I should follow.
Probably not this one, by the looks of it.
Oh, Barb.
Well,
they're just woofy.
Barb.
hang on. The Jeep might like to have a go at this too. Nah, look, stuff. We should have a go at this.
Righto.
All right.
Ben, you're the test dummy. We'll make Ben do it.
So what we'll do,
We'll make Ben
have
do
a
it.
crack. If it looks okay, I'll stop at a point where it's appropriate to stop.
I don't even know how to put this thing in four-wheel drive.
Right, hubs in first.
Do we
Deploy
do
the
the hub?
hubs.
Do we put it in now for good?
Deploy the hubs.
Deploy the. I need to get this down first.
Let the tyres down and deploy the hubs.
A personal tyre sponsor has given me no help.
What pressure are you running now, Cam?
25.
Okay, you want to go down to about 22 or 20 or something.
Now that I'm onto my third tyre, he wants 22.
I don't care, so long as it's... I wouldn't go lower than 20, no.
What are they? Cooper ST2s.
What do you reckon, pressure-wise? I'm thinking 22.
Might even end up testing the roll cage.
They're deployed. They're locked in.
Well done, Barbara. All right, let's check what we've got over here. Deploy the hubs. We're off. All good?
And just head off up the hill when you're ready. You put it into low. Put it in low. Low range, definitely. I think it's in low.
I'll push it all the way to the left.
Low's all the way to the right.
I'm in low now.
Okay, who's next? G'day, here we are in the middle of the Victorian High Country, and we're here for a really, really good reason. We're not just having fun, we're here to celebrate something that's pretty damn important. And that something important is basically the beginning of an industry which started back in the 80s, late 70s and 80s, which has now become a multi-million-dollar industry. That's the four-wheel drive industry. And we're really, really lucky to have along one of the founders of this industry, Mr. David Brown. In the business 40 years, building Australian-made products which are now famous all around the world. The genesis of this industry is all about Australians having a go and thinking we know better. And that's a great Australian characteristic. We think we know better, we know how to improve things. And that's what's happened here. We bought four-wheel drive vehicles in from overseas and we made them better for Australian conditions. This whole industry is still about passion and about making things better.
I've been four-wheel driving for nearly 20 years. We've always sort of heard about Brown Davis and known of them, known of the quality and what these guys are doing in the industry. So it's good to be out here with them and be on these trails in this area. Being a business owner myself, it's awesome to see that these guys have been around for 40 years doing great things. It's one of those things that you can hope as a business owner that you'll be there in 40 years, doing the same things, having the same celebrations, maintaining a quality product like these guys are doing.
This industry is amazing. Not many brands get to survive the test of time. And behind me, I've got 4 or 5 of them. Critically, we're out here supporting Brown Davis, enjoying their 40th anniversary. Can you imagine doing something for 40 years, how good they get at it?
40 years in business, 40 years of producing Australian product and Australian industry. It's great. I'm a miserable 30 years in the industry, but it's still fantastic. My old 60 series there hasn't really changed very much since 1986. The vehicles we have nowadays are very, very different. In 40 years, we've seen some quantum changes.
Behind us also we've got Light Force, who have been in the industry how long? 35 years in Light Force. That's incredible as well. And Cooper Tyres, our founder Terry Smith started in 1978. So he's pushing the same sort of numbers. He's gone from bias pliers and nylon built tyres now to radial tyres. But can you imagine driving on some of this hard stuff? It's incredible. This stuff kills tyres. And now we've just driven up all these vehicles up into this amazing place.
So over the last 40 years, we've seen so many changes and advancements in technology and vehicles. Some of the brands that we've got here have been a very big part of the Australian four-wheel drive industry. Light Force being one of those. We've gone halogen, HID, and now LED is absolutely booming at the moment. But the one big thing is the quality and the performance that you get from these high quality, reputable brands. Nothing beats it.
TJM as a brand's been around since 1973. One of the older brands in the industry. Been around as long as I have. I've always known of TJM and the quality products they've made. I'm proud to be a TJM distributor and fitter of their products. So it's great to see them sort of involved with this project.
We're here with a couple of very old vehicles, the 40 series and the 60 series, because they were the genesis of what started this whole industry. That 40 series is sort of a hybrid now, but it's a brilliant example of where it all began.
As part of this project, this 40 series was quite a build for the Browns. They came to us looking for a tyre choice, and of course with an iconic product like the 40 series Toyota, we had to put an iconic product in, and that was the STT Pro. With Armortech construction and casing, it's robust, it's strong, it's reliable, just like the 40 series has been over the years.
You can't argue that if you're a part of the industry, you don't recognise the iconic 40 series Land Cruiser. It is just an absolute beast of a vehicle. They've done so much to it. The funny thing is, the newest lights in our range on the oldest vehicle that's on this trip. It's absolutely amazing to see.
So as you guys may have seen from the car I'm driving, I'm a bit of a Jeep fan. It's great to see that these guys have used a TJM Jeep JK front bull bar on this car. They've cut it down, modified it to suit. It's come up looking great. There's also a TJM 9,500 pound synthetic rope winch on it and a TJM high lift jack for recoveries should it be needed.
The work that's gone into it, the engineering that Brown Davis has put in is absolutely amazing.
it's all right when you're in gear and going for it. Angel gear wasn't that fun.
Old days.
Out of practice, mate. Brings back memories from 40 years ago.
So you are getting rid of the 200 and buying a 40?
I might keep the 200 and just drive the 40 for fun.
I think I can hear the rattle through the radio.
Yeah, it makes a few noises different to the 200, but still does the job well. Sure-footed, strong, reliable. Gee, it's better than the old 40 series we first started with in the good old days, I can tell you. Drives so different, and it just rides so much better. Doesn't pitch and dive and carry on like the old 40s used to.
If it had a 40 back in the day, a standard 40.
I never owned a standard 40, but this is the first one I've ever owned, but I drove quite a few of them.
And you notice the difference?
Oh, it's very obvious. You can notice the difference without driving it, just watching it.
Well, only about another 15 k's till we get out of this bumpy track, so hopefully your false teeth are still intact when we get there.
Yeah, well, I haven't got false teeth, just grey hair from having you as my son.
So we're here, we've been having a fantastic time. The weather's been awesome. The trails have been great in this sort of iconic area of Australia. All the cars are making their way through the place. Awesome, there's been no issues at all. The diversity of cars that we've got in the place has been pretty cool. To see sort of everything from an old 40 series up to some dual cab utes. The 60. We've got my Jeep. So we've got a bit of everything here.
We've been up through some amazing tracks here in the Victorian High Country. We've got some iconic vehicles that have been a part of the four-wheel drive industry for as long as I can remember, older than me. So great to be invited along on this trip.
We're so stoked to be a part of the Brown Davis celebration. We're here with iconic brands, industry leaders. This is an incredible place. What an amazing, iconic venue the Vic High Country is.
The scenery we've seen today is spectacular. We've been out and about today playing in these wonderful old vehicles. I brought my 60 series and Cam's brought this amazing thing along, this amazing recreation of the 40 series. And it's fantastic to see that we are still selling products to make vehicles work better. And one of the big things that I think has changed dramatically is with something like this, you made it softer. You put softer springs underneath it, better seats in it, long range fuel tanks, all the goodies to make it work better for you. You buy a 200 series now, you do the exact opposite. You put tougher springs underneath it to make it carry more weight. You try to toughen it up a bit. But nothing's changed, this country's still the same. It is absolutely spectacular. So bouncing around in one of these things in a modern day vehicle, it is still fun, absolute fun.
It's great to be with so many Australian companies that have been around for so long and perfected what they're doing here in Australia and now starting to push that into the overseas markets.
It's a huge success to know that when you travel overseas, Australian four-wheel drive products are considered with such huge esteem. That is an amazing thing to be very, very proud of that, because we've got this amazing playground, this backyard here, where we can go and test stuff. We can see that our tanks work properly, our dual battery systems work properly. If they can survive in these conditions, they can handle it anywhere in the world, and that's with ease. So after 40 years, it's great to see companies like Brown Davis, Panorama and all the others still kicking along really, really well. The only sad thing I look at now today is that there are products out there which are really not up to scratch. And that's a really sad thing, because many years ago that never happened. Every product had to be up to scratch. People were really proud of what they built. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Many people do four-wheel drive stuff just for money.
Those fly-of-the-night brands that come and go, you're only going to hurt yourself, your vehicle, and spend money that you don't need to. At the end of the day, these lights will last. These products will last. So put those iconic, reputable brands on your vehicles and you can get out here, you can enjoy this area as well.
Support the good products, have a great time, and for God's sake, this is your backyard, guys. Come and see it, it's fun.
How long ago did you buy the 40?
I think I saw a thing on Facebook only like a week ago that I bought it 4 years ago. And we didn't, I pulled it apart and it sat for a long time.
I put it all together to get most of it pretty straight, because you have to get it all, like it's, as your bolt bits on, it never lines. It's still, if you look close, like there's one side's, you know, the gap's 10 mil, the other side's like 15 mil, and it's just, that's how they were.
How many nuts and bolts? How many nuts and bolts did you have at the end of putting everything together? Because I've done a rebuild.
I reckon I've cost Dave probably 50, $100 easy in just bolts. Because all I would do is each time I put it together, I'd pull it apart and I'd just throw everything in a tub.
At the very, very end, when we're ready to finally put it together the last time, we spoke to Worth. Worth gave us all the stainless steel bolts. So a lot of people have really helped in a lot of ways.
If you didn't have the passion for the car, you wouldn't
do it. Yeah.
You would never do it. It's not one of those things where you're going to make the money back, or it's like, for us, it's a...
Part of what makes this such a special celebration is the car, the building of the car, the trip we've done with the friends and people we've met in the industry. It's really great to be able to spend that time with them. It's really great to think of the relationships I've managed to harbour and enjoy over such a long period.
First time I'd met David and Cam was about 8 or 9 years ago in the Kimberley. We spent a lot of time around campfires, just talking, just fixing the world really. And of course, everyone around a campfire just talks tyres. So eventually it came down to the tyre chat about which American brand is the best. And David wasn't an avid Cooper friend at that time, but he tried us it. He trusted in what we had to say, and to this day, he's never come off the brand.
We love the relationship that we've got with Brown Davis and the other companies that are here on this trip with us. So much knowledge, just amazing people to be around.
We didn't have to ask twice. The minute it was suggested, hands were up everywhere. They just wanted to be part of it.
Big smiles.
There's such a great bunch of people. A project like this, a celebration like this, doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of people to contribute. Our staff at Brown Davis, the team who helped build the car, all the suppliers of the gear. It's been extraordinary over the last couple of years, and to say it is a celebration for everyone.
From all the team at Cooper Tyres, David, congratulations on making it this far. 40 years is an amazing result. We're so proud of Cooper Tyres to be part of builds like this. Let there be many more.
Dave and the guys from Brown Davis, from everybody at TJ and 4x4 Products, congratulations Brown Davis on your 40th anniversary. Thanks for having us along and happy birthday.
From all of the team here at Lightforce, congratulations on your 40th anniversary. Thanks for letting us be a part of this build on the 40. It's been an absolute pleasure, and all the best for the future.
Every time I look out the windscreen of a four-wheel drive, it makes me want to smile. The world out there looks like a better place. It's a great thing. I'd like to say a huge thank you to David Brown and the crew at Brown Davis for putting this weekend together. And thank you for a great job in producing fantastic products that work so well. Thank you and congratulations on 40 years of fantastic work. We look forward to a lot more.
So proud to have a car like this. So much fun to have and enjoy and see and take around. Creates a lot of interest, and so it should. The industry deserves it. The companies that are involved in the industry, there's been some that have come and gone, there's no question, but the core original strong group are still there. They're still making products, they're still making better and better products, and still designing more and more stuff. It's exciting to have been part of, it really is. It gets me quite passionate talking about where we've been, and I just can't believe I ended up being a part of it.